Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game 1. Watergrave Shock 17 for Nethergoyf. Okay. Watergrave Nethergoyf. What do we find? K command's looking good. Play Forest, Sprawl for green, pass, and pass. No clue what we're playing against. Cycle Street Wraith. Been seeing a lot of Street Wraith recently, especially when paired with things like Moon Shadow. Do we see a Thoughtseize? That would be unfortunate. No Thoughtseize. They would have Thoughtseize before combat. It would have buffed the Nethergoyf. Down to 18, second main. Missing their land drop. Play a temple, hold the K command. It's unlikely they play Consign main, but Force is a possibility. Right now we're angling towards Devourer. Cecil, Dark Knight, sure. Go to combat. I'm going to ramp and exile the Nethergoyf. And done. Goyf down. We'll pass in full. Do you miss your land drop? You do miss your land drop yet again. Another K command. We will devour the Cecil. Devour Cecil down and pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Too short Emrakul. Opponent finds their land. Cracks Bloodstained Mire down to 14. Watergrave Shock to 12. Okay. Is this a frog? It's a Shieldred's Edict. That's fine. Meaning that we're one short of Emrakul. We'll draw. Sanctum. We'll play the Wooded Foothill, hold the K command, and pass. So we have Emrakul next turn with a Sanctum on deck. What are we playing against, though? There's Frog. Go to end step. Cecil, Street Wraith, Frog, Nethergoyf. I truly have no clue. Done. Is Frog down? The only counterspell I think you could have here is a Spell Pierce. There's Stubborn Denial. Pitching Stubborn Denial. Couldn't you have not pitched the Stubborn Denial? Unless you have a third Stubborn Denial in hand? Yeah, they had a third Stubborn Denial in hand. Okay. Well, we'll fetch a Wooded Foothill, Surveil. Opponent is empty-handed now, though. Stubborn Denial in Dimir. Weird. Very weird. I will cast Emrakul. Yield all. Yes. What do I want to grab here? I'm not sure it entirely matters. I suppose if they find Hand Hate, Breaker might be best. Yeah. Though, I mean, they don't survive a turn with Emrakul on board. So maybe just go Mycospawn. Our turn, comrade. Finds push. So we'll go to main. We'll pitch push. Exile your yard. Goodbye, Nethergoyf. Go to combat. Attack. Block with Emrakul and pass. Lethal's on board. Opponent says, should have exiled the grave, then pushed the frog? There's no reason to, right? Because this way we get more cards out of yard if we pitch the push. Like, it didn't matter. I guess the frog remains in yard, but is there a benefit to frog in yard in this deck? Maybe. Maybe that we're not aware of, right? Maybe bring Heat in? Maybe Dismember? I guess Flute's also an option. Maybe Flute's better here. Maybe drop a World Breaker. The biggest thing is right now I just don't know what I'm playing against, and I play the worst against things that I don't know. It's one of those things all the time. Like it was always a thing when talking about competitive chess is that sometimes the way that one of the best players can lose is by playing against an amateur, because a professional player playing against another professional player knows what each other are going to do. But playing against an amateur, you have no clue what they're doing. And so it just throws you off of like the standard sequencing and thought processes. And so playing against a list that I'm unfamiliar with really does throw me off. Yeah, the Stubborn Denial is weird. I'm still very confused about that. It makes me think there's more going on. Like maybe it's a zoo list, but we just didn't see the right lands. I don't know. It's just very weird. Do we want push or Dismember? Let's grab Dismember instead. I'm not entirely sure what we want here. Could be Reanimator. But the Nethergoyf and the Cecil also confuse me. So I don't know. It's very weird. The hand's not really keepable. One soul land makes it somewhat better. Lab being the best of the two. We're gonna mulligan. This hand's workable. We can keep, but what do we pitch? I'm gonna say Ugin. Opponent mulligans down to 5. That's promising. So we'll start with a fetch to Surveil. Bloodstainmire. Fetch 19. Watergrave Shock 17. 4. Thoughtseize take Rumble. They don't take Rumble. They have Counter Magic for Rumble, but they take the Rumble. Okay. Draw. Emrakul. We'll pass. We'll hold. We actually should play the Misty next instead of the Sanctum on the off chance they play Harbinger so we can fetch for a Forest in response. Because again, we're truly playing into the blind. This is not exactly an established list. But, okay, so it's another Moonshadow deck. We've been seeing a lot of that, but they missed their land drop. So we'll fetch Surveil. Emrakul to Yard. We'll draw. K-Command. In that case, I will play the Sanctum, especially as we don't need to worry about the potential for a Harbinger on 3, as they missed their land drop. Street Race Cycle, trigger Moonshadow. Okay. Thoughtseize? Thoughtseize takes Speaker or K-Command? Takes Emrakul. Weird choice, but okay. Interesting. We'll draw. Second K-Command. Misty Rainforest fetch for a forest. Cast Speaker. Pitch K-Command for what? If we draw into a land, we have Ice Till. If we don't, though, honestly, the next best thing might be 6. Because that way we can play 6 and try and find a land. We'll pass. And of course, Ice Till and 6 do synergize pretty well. Granted, 6 doesn't get seized. Because we'll want to play 6, and ideally we'll want to play 6 when we have the ability to retrace something from yard immediately before we pass priority to opponent. Turtle, what are you doing back there, bud? Go splish splashing around. Ooh, there's a Death Shadow. Moonshadow can get in because it does have Menace, so we'll take 2 here. So another Death Shadow, Moonshadow deck. Not as froggish, more Death Shadow, I suppose. We'll draw. There's Rumble. That could get us to a land. We're looking for ideally a soul land. We will Rumble. There's a land. We'll play and cast 6. I guess if we would have not tapped the Sanctum, we could have played the K command. We'll play the 6 though. We're set up for the Ice Till next turn. Also, opponent did not attack with Moonshadow. Maybe they didn't realize that was Menace. 6 types in yard. Yeah, in retrospect, probably should have, like I said, not tapped the Sanctum. I thought about it, but then if we didn't find a green source, or we didn't find any land, then we couldn't play 6 as backup. So I think it still is right to tap the Sanctum rather than hope that we find a untapped land for K Command X1. Give and take, I suppose. No attacks from opponent. We'll draw. There's Sprawl. I will... No, actually, we don't need to cast Sprawl yet. There's a chance they have Denial, I suppose. Here's Iced Hill. Wooded Foothill. I will fetch in response. For a forest. Mill. Temple. Mill. Breaker. I will pick up the temple. Mill. Mycospawn. I will... I think I'm going to hold K command X equals 2. And it's good to remember that it's X equals 2 because of the Formidable Speaker. They could still have Stubborn Denial, so I need to play around that, as awkward as that is. If we draw into a land, though, we can cast Emrakul from Yard off the Retrace. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. We can cast Emrakul. The reason why Speaker makes it X equals 2 is because we can tap Temple, untap the Temple with Speaker, and that'll be 4 Eldrazi mana rather than 3. Speaker, whenever there's a soul land or a land with a sprawl on it, is a +1. I have a board full of 2/4s. I mean, I don't need to play around Denial, do I? That's probably best that I do. We'll draw. Turtle, chill, bud. Rumble. Well, let's first Sprawl. Sprawl for green. Rumble. Rumble for Temple. Alright, now it's gonna get fun. Alright, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not to mention we do have another fetch. I guess I should have grabbed the lab and replayed the temple in retrospect. Yeah, no, I should have done it that way. No, that's my turtle. If you can hear in the background, my turtle's splashing around like a nuisance. But the turtle doing what the turtle do. Yeah, I should have grabbed the lab instead of the temple. That way I could have played the temple from the yard with the ice still. Yeah. All right, let's do this. So we are going to Speaker untap. I'm going to cast Emrakul with Retrace, pitching Temple, trigger Sanctum, trigger Emrakul. There's Consign. Honestly, I don't really care about Consign right now. Yes, we'll take control of your turn, and I'll say yes to Sanctum. I will grab... I don't know at this point. What? Cyrus 7 Death? Sure. I will play a temple. We'll mill. Can't wait for you to finally have the land I've been waiting for. I'll play Lab. We'll imprint the Sire to insulate it from a Seize effect. And then we're going to go to our turn, Comrade. Those sure are cards. That's a Thoughtseize. You know, we do like Thoughtseize. So we're going to go to combat. We're going to attack with Moon Shadow. We're going to attack with Death Shadow. We're going to block. We will block and block and block. Two there, 0 there. Moon Shadow trigger. Thoughtseize target self. And we'll take, I don't know. I don't think it matters. I'll take the Nether Goyf. Goyf down. We'll pass. We'll hold the K command. And yeah, I mean, the game is very much over. Let's put it that way. We draw into a land. We can cast anything from our yard that we want. If we don't, we have a Sanctum off the Sire. What do we find here? Opponent says, I swear I have lands in here somewhere. Well, we found a land, so we're going to go Sanctum, mill a card. We don't need to play any other lands, really. We're just going to go Sanctum. Ice Tail Looping Sanctum is very nice. Saturday Yard, but we're going to cast an Emrakul. Pitch Stomping Ground. 'Tis an Emrakul. Sanctum Emrakul. You have another consign. You found another consign. That's fine, I guess. I'll say yes. We'll grab Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sanctum trigger. Mill. No lands allowed, opponent. You're not allowed to have lands. Sanctum trigger. Breaker break. Yes. For a Mycospawn. Let's go to combat and swing for a lot. Pick up the lab, which means that we can retrace again next turn if we really want. Thoughtseize, we pass in full. Opponent has no lands. We'll pass in full. And I think that's GG's given the board state. I don't know, play Black Lotus into a Dark Ritual into a Damnation. Opponent pulled that out. No land again. GG's. I've been there, done that. All right. Well, I mean, when you don't have lands, you can't play Magic, so I've been there, done that, opponent. So I understand. Opponent says, we all have good luck in next games. You too, opponent. All right, we'll be back for match 2. All right, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep it. Pitch the Bog, done. And pass. Yeah, I suppose they're playing against Affinity, so we're going to want to angle into this Emrakul. Spirebluff Canal. Could definitely be Affinity. Could also be Prowess. Is Spirebluff in Affinity, though? Maybe? Trying to remember. So I'm imagining if it is, we see a Pinnacle Emissary here, and then them just dumping their hand. Otherwise, DRC or Swift Spear if it's Needle. Well, now this is interesting. So definitely Affinity. What do you name with Needle? Fascinating. I mean, they definitely could be looking at my list. This is one of the reasons why I diversify my fetches. That way opponent can't just name a fetch and hit 4 lands, right? I guess they could name Ghost Quarter, Ugin, a fetch, Shifting Woodland. Okay, Ugin's fine. We're not angling towards Ugin anyways. We'll draw. Myco Spawn's nice. We'll play Temple. We'll hold. Spire Bluff. Weapons. Do you dump your hand? Tormod's Crypt trigger. And passing draw. There's 6. We'll imprint Emrakul. The Tormod's Crypt makes this difficult. I'm tempted to K command here, just so we can play around a Metallic Rebuke. Done. Sire K command. I'm gonna say Sire bottom, K command top, and pass. I really want a green source here. That's untapped. There's Saga. More reason to find a green source. Do you have a Kappa? You have a Ravager. Yee. That's a bit of a problem. Munitions trigger, sack. So we can get rid of the Ravager. Munitions trigger, sack. Nothing else is follow-up. No kick with Myco Spawn then. We'll draw. Rumble. Alright, we'll play the Shifting Wood, and we are going to ramp and exile the Ravager. Done. Ravager down. Sack Ravager. That way it's in yard at least. Saga trigger. Next turn we can kick Myco to hit Saga. Closet Weapons trigger. Land empty-handed. If you crack the Islet... No, okay, not going to crack the Islet. Instead, you're going to hit a spawn. Sure. Yield all. You'll be able to make a construct for what it's worth. Myco kick. Hit Saga. Yield all. Makes the construct. It's a 4/4. We'll grab a temple. And scry draw exile, hit the construct. Stomping ground, tapped, and pass. And pass. The opponent's in top deck mode. They draw a card off the Islet. Closet trigger. Okay. Emery finds boots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me. Oh, well, that changes the math a bit then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is neutral. So in that case, we are going to go Rumble. They have to be careful here about the Tormod's Crypt. Okay, so let's do the math. We need to do some Emrakul math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Have we played a land for turn? We have not. However, we could grab the Ice Still or the Breaker. I'm tempted to go for the Breaker here and give them the land. That we have a follow-up for next turn. Yes, we'll grab the Breaker. 7. Emrakul. Our turn, comrade. Opponent scoops it up, we'll take the win. Solid. Yep, the goal there was to sack all their lands to claws, but opponent didn't give me the chance. So Bobble in, Fade in, but Jukebox stays, Rumble out, Ghost Quarter out, Ice Still out, 6 out, Dismembers in, Ugin out, and Run It Back? Yes. We'll keep the Formidable Speaker. Bobble Fade's going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting, of course. Opponent will bring in Consign to memory. But... So Consign... They already played like, what, 3 Tormod scripts? They could bring in Blood Moon or Harbinger. Actually, no, I have their list here. Never mind. Why am I guessing when I can look? 3 Consign, 2 Strix, 2 Damp Sphere, 2 Harbinger, 1 Rebuke. So yeah, I imagine they bring in Consign, Damp Sphere, Harbinger, maybe another Rebuke, maybe Strix, but probably Consign and Damp Sphere, Harbinger at the very least. So yeah, definitely want Dismember then. Alright. Hand's a little bit slow unless we find a Soul Land. We'll keep. We can dig 8 deep for Soul Land or Interaction. Unfortunately, since we're on the draw, we can't dismember a turn 1 Pinnacle Emissary. We'll pass. Opponent kept 6. Shivan Reef. Pinnacle Emissary? Yes. So unfortunately, they're going to build a significant board. Claws. Okay. Devour triggers, yield all. There's Bauble, there's Fade. I think we need to go for Fade on the off chance they have a Kappa on too, because the Bauble no longer stops it. We'll go Fade and Fade. Now, we could go Sprawl to accelerate, but I'm also tempted to go Dismember on a Memnite or a Drone here to slow them down a turn. Throttle Bud, chill out. I'm gonna go Sprawl. Sprawl for green. And pass. And pass. Do you have the Kappa? Looks like it. Emery. Okay, no Kappa. We're gonna want to dismember the Emery for sure. Emery Mill finds Tormod Crypt and Kappa. Yes, we are going to dismember the Emery. 1000%. We'll take 3. Down to 17, we'll draw. Talisman. I will cast the Talisman. Stomping around tapped. Dismember Emery. Emery down and pass. Next turn, we could fade, but there might not be a reason to fade right away. Instead, we might play Myco Spawn. We'll see. The biggest thing is right now, if we fade, we go down to 2 lands, and it's not a lot. There's a Memnite, sure. Take 3 down to 10. Okay. They could also have Rebuke here. K return is solid. So in that case, how do we proceed? I don't think we Myco Spawn. I think we hold up the K return and cast it on their turn. Yes. End step draw. Combat. Go to attacks. This way they don't have Rebuke mana. Do you have Consign? There's Consign. That's unfortunate. We'll take 6 down to, or 4 down to 6. We'll draw. There's Sprawl. We'll Sprawl 4 green. Cast Myco Spawn. Yield all. Temple. Set up for Devourer Sweep. Bobble. Bobble target me. Block. Down to 3. Bobble trigger. K command. We will cast Devourer of Destiny. And the reason we're not attacking first is to avoid the possibility of them consigning the trigger, meaning I have to block the Memnite. There's Consign. Yield all. I guess we still have to block. We can still block them at night with the Devourer then. Attack. Down to 3. We'll take 2 down to 1. Emery. 1 card in hand. And they have Rebuke. Down to 1. We draw. Temple. So, okay. Let's assume they have Rebuke. Rebuke, we cast 1, 2, 3, 4, and we don't have enough mana to pay for it. If they have Consign, then we lose to Consign. Okay. I mean, we have to play around one versus the other. They had no reason to attack the Memnite. So we've seen more Consigns and we've seen Rebukes. So I think we have to go for Devourer to sweep. So in that case, how do we proceed? I guess just attack first and then go for the Devour sweep. I think so. Go to combat. Attack. No blocks. Down to 4. Devourer. Devour Emery. And sweep. Lethal's on board. And we might have gotten there on 1 life remaining. Opponent, what you got? Opponent scoops it up. We got the win. Woo! Alright. We'll be back for match 3. Alright. Enter back for match 3. Match 3. Match 3. On the play for game 1. We'll keep. So we're going to go Sprawl, potentially into an early 6 or Ice Till, I suppose. Yes. So yeah, Forest Sprawl. If we find Rumble, that'd be fine. Actually, Rumble would be really good. I would like Rumble a lot here. Otherwise, a Lab would be nice. Downside about Lab, though, is that we don't have much acceleration with the Ice Till. So if we go Lab, we'd probably just play Talisman into 6. So yeah, Lab, Rumble, I suppose... Oh, Leyline Guild Pact. Okay, this is Zoo. Interesting. Forest Sprawl green. So we do need a land off top, ideally. Because we're definitely going to be angling towards Emrakul. Land. Passing draw. Devour's not a land. Talisman, hope you don't have Stubborn Denial. No Stubborn Denial. Oh, we missed our land drop. If Devour's 1 card earlier, that would have been nice. Binding. Binding target. Talisman or Sprawl? Talisman. Okay. Makes sense. We'll pass. It's really need a land off top. Is this a Sign of Draco? It is a Sign of Draco. We'll draw. Wooded Foothill. Wooded Foothill fetch. For a forest. Cast 6. Theoretically speaking, 6 can block Sign of Draco. Real unfortunate that Sign of Draco has Vigilance here because it means that if we attack, we are going to lose 6, but that might be necessary if we don't find a land here. Faithless. Oh, this is Zoo Reanimator. Aurora Awakener and Archon. Do you have the Persist? You do not? Question mark. No blocks. Down to 15, up to 24. And if you have the Persist, you win. Frog. Frog is fine-ish. We'll draw Sprawl. Frick. I'm gonna have to feed them 6. So go to combat. Attack with 6. 6 trigger. We whiff. That's all sorts of unfortunate. Yes. You'll block. 6 down. Sprawl. 4 green. And pass. 4, 8, 5 short Emrakul. Next turn we Ice Till. Take 5 down to 10. We're not in a good position, to say the least. What's our best top deck here? I actually don't know. We might just be dead, regardless. Red, 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 looting. Yep, that's looting. Blood Crypt, tapped. 2 in hand. 2, 3, 8. Sire. Ice Still. Ice Till Mill. Fetch. Down the 9. Commercial district, question mark? I can't go down to 8. Yeah, I can't go down to 8. Commercial district, surveil, trigger. Mill K return. Mill K command. Land mill. Again, we can't fetch. Maybe I should have kept that in yard then. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll pass and pray we're not dead, but we're likely dead. We'll pass. I guess I should put a pause on. No, maybe not. We'll see. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if I can double K return from yard, then we can win. Maybe. Big maybe. Do you pitch cards with frog? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't float the frog? Interesting. I'm gonna take it and see if you pitched a 3. If you don't, we have a chance. Down to 4. There's a chance. Unless you play Bolt, in which case then you've done baited me. Paying cost 4. Faithless Looting flashback. Okay. You're telling me there's a chance. Breeding Pool Shock. Paying cost 4. That's fine. We're okay with this. End step fetch. Stomping Ground tapped. Mill a card. Draw a card. Play a land. Fetch. Forest. Mill. Mill. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So we can't Ugin. Actually, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 15 is 14. 14, 7, 10. No, still short 3 of going Ugin into Emrakul. Right? Yeah. 9, 12, 13. One short of going Ugin into Sire. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 2, 5, 6. Yeah. So in that case, our best bet here is to Emrakul or to Sire. Emrakul takes control of the turn. Sire would allow us to regain life. We're just in such a precarious position. I think we are going to Emrakul. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lab. Yield all. We don't need to imprint, but I'll imprint an Ugin. This is going to be interesting. So again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 7, 8, 11. Yeah, too short. So let's Emrakul. Emrakul. Double K return. Yield all. Yes, sweep. No. Our turn, comrade. Frog Kavu. Overgrown Tomb. So I think I need to play Frog and pray they don't draw into a binding. So go to main. We're going to cast the Frog. So we'll go black, blue, Frog. So we can discard Kavu, exile their cards from yard, so this way they can't utilize Archon or persist Archon to win. Let's fetch. Do you have a Surveil? You do. So we're going to fail to find and fetch, Surveil, trigger, Polluted Delta top, Frog Pitch Overgrown Tomb, Frog Exile the last 3. Not that I'm sure it's relevant, but I'm going to keep their yard empty. We know what's on top. It's a land. We pass. We pass. Next turn, we can exile the Frog and gain some life. Opponent scoops it up when we got there. I don't know how we got there, but we got there. All right. Well, that was tricksy. Reanimator Frog. Or Reanimator Zoo. Okay. Okay. So I hate these style of decks because they attack from multiple angles. Two very opposing angles, mind you. So as much as K return is good, it takes way too much setup. So K return out, but Juka Box stays. I really like Ghost Quarter and Zoo, but I'm not sure. Cage Jailer in. Yeah, Cage Jailer in. Do we think this list runs Ragavan? I don't know. They could still play Charmal, so we might still want the Ice Tills. We could go Flutes to name Frog. Maybe we just keep it like this? Maybe. Just bring in the Grave Hate and pray? We saw Kavu. I guess I should have looked at their main deck a bit better when I fetched. Yeah, I should have. Let's run it back like this. We see a Ragavan will bring in the heat in game 3. I mean, I like the K command. At the same time, this hand's pretty slow. And we need a soul land, which I mean is 8 deep. We have 6, which is okay. Pummel down to 6. We'll keep. We'll dig 4 deep for 8 hits off top. Pummel down to 5. So that's promising. You mulligan into 4. You do not. Or reveal Devourer and pass. So realistically speaking, we have roughly 12 hits here. Sprawl would be okay. At least it lets us play 6. There is a temple. There's also a lab. Lab gives us the option of both 6 and K command. We'll go lab. We'll play lab. We'll imprint the Sire or the Devour. I'm going to say the Sire and pass. Bloodstained Mire, fetch 19, Surveil, no Triome. So this is likely going to be a Sign of Draco on 2. Would be my guess. East Swamp. Damping Sphere. In response, we'll return Sire to hand and pass. We'll draw. Rumble, we will cast Rumble. There's Emrakul. I will grab... Which one do I grab here? Tempted to grab the Misty Rainforest. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab the Misty Rainforest. And pass and hold. Funny enough about Emrakul, since Emrakul's in Yard, it counts towards itself on the retrace. There's Frog. Frog's fine. We can exile Frog. Overgrown Tomb tapped 19. We'll pass. We'll draw. Bajuka Bog. The other option is to hold in case they go for a persist line, though, and that's my main concern. I will play a forest, K command, ramp, and exile. I'm a little bit concerned about it, but I think we need to get rid of this frog. Do you pitch a persist target? You do not. Okay, that's promising. 6 types in yard, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if we play 6 next turn, we can set up for the Emrakul the following turn. There's a Sign of Draco, sounds fine. We draw. I will play Misty Rain and cast 6. I will pass. They don't get rid of 6. Like I said, we have access to Emrakul. They'll binding 6, that's fine. We have access to Sire next turn. Or we can always go Devourer and hit the Leyline Binding to get 6 back. That is also an option. But the better option is probably Sire. We'll take 4, down to 16. We'll go down to 15 after we fetch. Yep. End step. Fetch. Surveil. Sprawl to yard. 7 types in yard. We draw. Sprawl. I'm very tempted to go after 6 here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we actually can't go sprawl. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next turn is 13. So I think we go Devourer and we go after 6. Yeah. Stomping Grounds and Yards. We can Windswept Heath fetch for a forest. It's our last fetchable. Turtlebud, what you doing back there? Devour trigger. Do you have a consign? If not, we get back 6, and next turn we can play Emrakul. I mean, 6 is a must-answer threat here. What? Oh, no. Opponent. Opponent, do you not realize what's about to happen? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Opponent. You had to answer 6. 6 is a Yawgmoth's Will. Like, it's a green Yawgmoth's Will. So unless you have consign here, we get Emrakul? You have a 3rd binding. Jesus. All right. Well, you have it. You have the answer. Shifting wood. yeah, that's fine. Utopia Sprawl. 4 green. Whole pass. All right, opponent, you want to attack? 'Tis an option. Second Sino-Draco, sure. Opponent. Opponent. Come now. Pay more attention. Shifting Woodland. Go to blocks. We block. We pass. Shifting Woodland's so good. It really is. We draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will cast Sire of 7 Death. I will play Stomping Ground tapped and pass. And pass. I mean, we have 20 trample damage next turn. Opponent's not dead, but pretty close. You have 2 cards left. What you got here, opponent? We draw. Isa Rumble. I will cast the Rumble. Does Rumble resolve? Rumble resolves. There's Grafdiggers, there's Sanctum, there's Ice Till. I will grab the Ice Till. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, no. So we'll hold off on the ice till instead Emrakul. Go to combat. Swing for 20. And we've gone through 3 Leyline bindings. Down to 3. Bajukabog, target you, no persist targets there. And we pass. Even if you were to Archon of Cruelty at this point, it does not matter. The Shifting Woodland will get you. And once it scoops it up, we'll take the win. Solid. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, and we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. One single soul land makes all the difference. A Rumble would also be good. So Rumble and soul land is 12. 12 hits off top. Sure. Keep. We're gonna run the numbers. See if the numbers on us. Bottom one goes down to 6. We go Stomping Ground, Shock, Sprawl. Does Sprawl resolve for green? We pass. We pass. Bloodstain Mire. Bloodstain Mire, fetch 19 for Watery Grave Shock. A lot of Watery Grave decks recently. Thoughtseize. Nethergoyf. This feels like Death Shadow again. We draw. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Imprint Breaker. Cast Mycospawn. Yield Hall. Lab. Imprint Breaker. Pass. Sign it up for Ugin. Alright, opponent. If you don't have a Seize effect, we have Ugin. And I think Ugin just wins on the spot. A turn 3 Ugin's pretty good. And this is a good example how I say all the time, it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. We played the numbers with 12 hits on top, and we hit. So now we just need our opponent not to have interaction here. And if they don't, I'm pretty sure we win. Though I guess they could play Stubborn Denial. Opponent scooped it up on the spot. Okay. Interesting. So K return out. Another going, so we want Bajukabog. Rumble out. I'm gonna say Ghost Quarter out. So we're assuming Death Shadow. Dismember Fluten, maybe? Flute for Frog? Sure, yeah. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. Yeah, these new Moonshadow lists are gonna take some time for me to get used to. Like, I'm just scratching my brain trying to think of how to sideboard. Maybe, I wonder if there's a list on Goldfish yet. These new Moonshadow list decks. Like, if I can see the list, I can get a better understanding, but like, I truly just don't have an understanding of the list. Okay, there's Death Shadow. Let's take a look. Okay, Death Shadow, Moon Shadow, Nethergoy Frog. Holy hell. This deck absolutely folds to Chalice of the Void on one. They have 4, 8, 12, 13, 17, 18, 21, 25 one mana value spells main. That's insane. Okay. So we're getting a better understanding of this list. They do run Fork and Sign in the side. I'll keep. We're looking for either Sprawl or Rumble. So 8 hits. Reveal, Devour, and pass. I guess K Command also. So we have 12 hits. K Command also would be fine. That gets rid of their turn 1 play, right? So they likely bring Consign, Spellbound. Like, this list definitely is not refined, though. I imagine there's a lot of flexibility here. But again, at least it gives me some ideas. Let's say my fetch 19. Watery Grave Shock. Watery Grave Shock. Down to 17 for Moon Shadow. So yes, K Command wouldn't be bad. Bauble. You're going to want to wait for the Bauble after the trigger resolves. There is a lab. Yeah, I'll take the lab. Bauble will target me, sees the lab. So we'll play the lab, tuck the Emrakul. Unless they don't bobble me, in which case we'll just play, I don't know, Temple, in case we find a K command off top. Do you crack the bobble? That is the question. Yield all. So we'll see the lab, we'll play the lab, we'll imprint Emrakul. Print. They already know about Devour, but we're not anywhere near to casting Emrakul, so we're going to pass. V-Pass. V-Hold. This Moon Shadow is going to get big quick, though. I do want to drop this Devour as quickly as possible. Thoughtseize. What do you take with Thoughtseize? Mycospawns are redundant. Ice Still is currently castable. You should take the Devourer, because if I get to the Devourer, this Moon Shadow's dead. Unless you have Consign in hand, in which case I guess take Mycospawn? So I don't accelerate? Yeah, I suppose. I guess another benefit of playing the lab here is we do have the option for 6 next turn. Man, grabbing the Mycospawns probably wouldn't make too much sense because they're redundant. I feel like the biggest threat here is the Devourer for them. Devour is just hard for them to... Like, if we're able to exile the Moon Shadow, that's not good. Unless maybe they have another Thoughtseize, in which they take Mycospawn. But they have Consign, that shouldn't be an issue. The worst case scenario here is we go into Ice Still instead to accelerate. So I still think they take the Devourer. No, they take the Mycospawn. Interesting. Okay. Street Wraith Cycle. Resolve. Pass and hold. Yeah, Moon Shadow's getting pretty big, pretty quick. Jesus. Okay, triple Street Wraith. Street Wraith Tron. Take 5. I mean, this is a clock. So we need to get to this Devourer. They missed their land drop, though. Ugin. I will play a forest and pass. The forest means that if we find, let's say, a fetch, we can fetch and then play Ice Still rather than Mycospawn to accelerate. But the biggest thing is we really need to get to this Devourer. What say you, opponent? Thoughtseize number 2? You did have a second Thoughtseize. So, I mean, we have lined ourselves up for either Ice Till or Myco Spawn. So they take the Myco Spawn, we have to hope that we find a forest or forest equivalent. Ideally a fetch. So we can fetch Ice Till, fetch. So they take the Myco Spawn. Okay. Did you miss your land drop again? You did. Alright. K command would also be fantastic here. We draw. Lab. Lab does not get us there. So in that case, we'll play the Temple, but next turn we do have Devourer. Though we're going to be down to 5, and if they have a Consign, we're dead. Opponent's about to win with 1 land and a dream. Opponent's thinking. What are you thinking about? Down to 5. We draw. Sprawl. Imprint. Devour of Destiny. Target. Pass in full. Do you have Consign? You do not have Consign. Wild. Devour will hit board. How many... Oh, that explains a lot. This deck runs like 18 lands. At least the stock list that I'm looking at. Maybe not stock list, but the list I'm looking at runs 18 lands. That explains it if people get greedy. Interesting. Okay. I'd still like to be able to play Ice Till. But opponent's on a 2-turn clock here because they're at 7. So they're in a bit of trouble. We'll pass. So they can't even fetch. If they fetch, they go down to 6. They'll need a blocker. Opponent scoops it up. All right. That works for me. We'll take the win. We'll be back for match number 5. All right. We're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep this. We'll pitch a lab. Done. Pass. What say you, opponent? Opponent's supposed on Death Shadow. Gonna be like the 4th time I've played against it today. People liking their Death Shadow. Watergrave. 17. Thoughtseize. Takes my Sprawl? Myco Spawn? It's either Sprawl or Myco Spawn. Takes the Sprawl. Slows down my acceleration. We'll draw. Temple pretty good. Temple does set us up for the kick to Myco. We'll pass. Street Race Cycle, 13. Polluted Delta, fetch 12. Blood Crypt Shock, 10. Death Shadow, okay. Pass. Draw. Speaker. Speaker's interesting. Rumble. Stubborn Denial. We cannot pay the 1. Yeah. Good old Stubborn Denial, Death Shadow. It's been a while. I have missed you, old friend. Death Shadow was one of my first modern decks. So it's very interesting seeing it here again. Do we go Myco Spawn next turn? We also could go Speaker. Alternatively, we could just go Rumble again. Cephalid Coliseum. Faithless Looting? No. FOMO. Yee. That's scary. 4. Down to 16. Draw. I think I have to Mycospawn Bajuka Bog and turn off FOMO. Yield. Bajuka Bog you, and pass. Turn off the FOMO. We will not be FOMO here. And pass. Yeah, I mean, Existence of Solitude definitely makes Death Shadow decks a little bit sketch for sure. Even Wrath the Sky as well as its Frog. But why tap the Cephalid Coliseum for Frog? What is the fresh hell? Knight's Whisper, draw 2, lose 2. Interesting. Death Shadow is 7/7. Okay. And we'll take our beats from Shadow down to 9 as it stands. Next turn we can Rumble. We'll need exile-based... I guess we just need removal, period. Oh, they also Coliseum to lose life. That makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. It's a pain land. Street Race Cycle. Eee. Down to 4. I'm in danger. Do you play a Teamer Battle Rage? If you have a Teamer Battle Rage, we lose, right? Huh. Huh. I mean, we lose no matter what if it's a Teamer Battle Rage. No, we don't. If it's a Teamer Battle Rage, it's 18. We go down to 1, but then they would block. Yeah, if they had Battle Rage, they would have attacked with FOMO, right? So they don't have Battle Rage. There's no shot. They would have attacked with FOMO if they did. So, no blocks. No blocks. Down to 7. We draw. Commercial District. Rumble. Let's start with Rumble. Do you has a Stubborn Denial? That would be a bit upsetting. No Stubborn Denial. There's Devour of Destiny. We'll grab the Devourer. We'll play a Talisman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Commercial District Surveil. Sprawl to Yard. And pass. We have blockers, and we have exile-based removal for next turn. Dress down. Oh, they just drew a card? Sure. I was expecting more. But I guess now they get an enchantment. But that's fine, though. We have a blocker for the Death Shadow, a blocker for the FOMO. We no longer have a blocker for the Death Shadow and for the FOMO. We did. Yeah? Yeah. Because we are forced to block the Death Shadow. Death Shadow gets a second attack. Yes. We lose. We lose? Yeah. Unfortunate. Because that's Delirium. We can't see. Yep. So even if we had played the Formidable Speaker instead of the Rumble, they still would have been able to fetch and then push. So You were dead either ways. Unfortunate. Okay. So I'm assuming the list I'm looking at is the list they're playing. They play Nethergoyf, so no, but we keep the Bajuka Bog. Consign on the side, Ashia, Kaido, Damp Sphere. We can definitely drop the Ice Stills if we need. I'm not sure if we need to, though. Dismember's in. They don't play Frog in this list that I see. So I don't think we need Flute. We can instead bring in Heat. Maybe just leave it like that. We also could go Trinisphere. Trinisphere is actually kind of an interesting choice here, given that a lot of their cards are just very cheap on the play. We played on 2. It really slows them down. But that is asking a lot. Let's dump a breaker. Let's go like this. I'm not entirely sure how to play against this, to be honest. K return's too slow. Dismember might be fine. Heat's okay. Heat is okay. Maybe we should just bring in the Heat. That might be the right choice. I mean, it clears Croxa, hits FOMO. Maybe we should just bring in the Heat and call it. Drop Ice Still. Maybe. I'll think about it a bit more. I think I just need more experience with this deck to better understand how I should be playing against it. Because our exile-based removal is at a premium, for sure. K-Return is not where we need to be. We'll be able to play for game 2. I mean, if I find a 7-minute value spell off top, we got a Trinisphere on 2. Otherwise, we have a Myco spawn on 3. Sure. We can make it work. Always can make it work. So we have 10 hits off top for the Trinisphere on 2. That is granted they don't Thoughtseize me on 1, but they should only be playing like 4 Seize effects? Yeah, 4 Seize effects. East a temple, you pass. You pass. Bobble. Bobble target self or target me? Bobble target self, so this should mean no Thoughtseize. If they had a Thoughtseize, they would have just played it. Bobble. Draw. Trinisphere. Land. Trigger. No imprint. Talisman. Pass. Does the talisman resolve? You could consign it, stubborn denial it. There's a few things you could do here. At the very least, we know they don't have a seize on 1. So whatever they saw on top, they already drew. They fetch 17, straight Aether Cycle 15. Straight Aether Cycle 13, Jesus. I don't think they play... Okay, there's the denial. Fine. We'll pass. We'll pass. So we're out green sources, so I do need a forest to forest equivalent here for this Myco spawn. Otherwise, we'll play a Trinisphere next turn and maybe hope they're light on lands? We'll see. They only play like 18 lands. There's a second land. Blood Crypt Shock and Death Shadow. 2/2. He's a 2/2. And Nethergoyf, 4/5. I mean, that's a clock. We'll draw. There's Stomping Ground. Stomping Ground Shock. Trinisphere. Pass. And pass. We're hoping they don't have another land. They only play 18. And we've seen 3. It's possible they don't. It's a gamble. I'll admit. But if it pays off, and we find a 7-mana value spell off top, we can kick Myco, set them back a land, and Bojuka Bog, shrink the Goyf. That seems pretty decent. It's a gamble, though. We only have 10 hits off top. Well, 10 plus 3... So 13. We have 13 hits off top, as it stands. It's a gamble, though. I will not deny. They found the land. Rip. Down to 10. We're looking at 7 damage as it stands. Steam Vent Shock to 8. 9 damage. If you have a team of Battle Rage, we lose. What this? Moonshadow. Sure, that's fine. Down to 9. We'll draw. Devourer. We'll imprint the Devourer. Myco Spawn, kick. Kick the double blue, double black, double red, Watery Grave. Bojuka Bog. Target you, shrink the Goyf. We'll pass. So Goyf has been shrunk. They'll attack with the Death Shadow. They found another land. Moonshadow trigger. Well, there goes that idea. Push. Oh, we're just dead. Okay, well, it didn't matter. It did not matter. I mean, against decks like mine that are definitely a lot slower and more mid-range control, because we're definitely mana denial than anything, I'll say the Moonshadow or Death Shadow decks definitely shine there. I'll say if the Trinispheres were heats instead of spheres, would we have been able to do anything there? I don't think we would have had enough types. We would have been able to pop the Moonshadow, but not the Death Shadow. We could have shrunk the Nether Goyf. Yeah, we still would have been in a pretty rough position. Yeah, Transfer was a bit too late, unfortunately. Just a bit. Regardless, still 4-1 record at the end of 5, so not too bad. We've got a lot of 4-1s. I'm pretty happy. We'll definitely get better against the Moonshadow or Death Shadow decks over time as we play against them more and understanding their play patterns. But time will tell in that regard. That being said, that there will be the end of tonight's YouTube video with a 4-run record at the end of 5. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed and mistakes that I made, or any general feedback be much appreciated. For as much that I hope you all learn from me in both my successes and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you're enjoying the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button as we continue to grow this channel. However, if you would like to watch these videos recorded live over on Twitch, you can find me there Sundays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST and Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. Otherwise, you can head over to my Patreon where you can find these videos ad-free and early. With that being said though, folks, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!